It's good to see everybody. I have all kinds of good news and interesting items to talk about tonight. Give me 1 second here. Sorry, I got a little feedback. Okay, sorry about that. I have the camera live to look at here, and then I got on the side where I can see the chat. So, and I forget to turn the volume down sometimes. Okay, so I've tried to give everyone a few minutes to get in here. Hey, Eric, thanks for joining. I know Chrissy's on here. Thanks for joining. See who else. I don't know who else is on here. Drop in. Let me know you're here. And Sue's here. Hey, Sue, how's it going? And hey, there's Dan. Dan's been one of the guys who calls to cheer me up when I'm down. There's another one. There's my production manager, Maddie's on here. All right, Trevor, hi. Thad, hey, thanks for joining. Sue, glad you're here. So, alrighty. We got to get into, I wanted to give some people a chance to get on here. We'll go over, I'd say, we'll go over probably what is the most important thing here. Okay, our topic, I guess you're probably wanting to hear. Okay, shoulder surgery went great, better than expected. And I am near a full recovery already. Just went through my physical therapy appointment today. I have almost full range of motion. I'm at about 90%, and so I do have some pain with it. I'm still able to get out and do quite a bit now, and I've actually done a couple of hikes. Only one solo, and that was like a daytime one, and I'll get to that. John has been just an absolute blessing to me during this time, and he's gotten me to be able to go out at nighttime there a couple times because he was with me to help me with everything. Any of those videos you see John is in, you know, he's done a whole lot of work, and heck, he's doing this. He doesn't get paid for any of this. I need TikTok. Alrighty. I'll take that into consideration. I don't know. Maybe that would work. I don't know. I'm skeptical of TikTok. Not that I don't think it should be banned, but I'm skeptical of it because it's owned by communist China, and they just don't do anything good. They have some sort of evil intention behind everything. So, alrighty, and we'll get to a couple of the items that we got. I know everyone here, most of us, our favorite topic, if it's not something with the woods, it's something creepy that's in the woods. So that's usually what we, I think that's why all of us from all kinds of different walks of life and different nations across this country, we're all here together kind of with that same thing of, you know, universally, when you walk into the woods, you're going to find more than what you expected, and you're going to find more than what your government said. Good Nato, hey, thanks for being here. Now, as you know, my angle is a little bit different here, as I'm the American experience, and what I talk about here is always, you know, my love of my country, my love of God, love of country, love freedom, and my belief that it is every man and woman on this earth's inherent right to freedom. And so I kind of operate with that. So you hear a little bit of that side, which I suppose you can call political. I don't necessarily think of it that way. But anyway, but what I do believe is that, the organization that is in charge of tracking what animals are in existence in our woods is our governments, uh, be it state or federal. And um, what we can say is that I think they do a terrible job at it. Um, so when you go into the woods there's many of the areas where they'll say there's absolutely nothing dangerous or scary there, and yet you walk out there and you find the contrary, be it a known animal or an unknown one. So thank you, Sue. And so, hi, Hattie. Hattie here is from Oklahoma and former native of Canada, and the one who is friends with all the Canadian geese. So she's usually mentioned because I run into Canadian geese all the time. So, alrighty. All right. So I wanted to go over a couple of things because we actually have, like, for, as you know, I mean, some of you are on here and you're from Ohio too. Most of the people on here aren't from Ohio, but since I'm located up here on the North Shore of Lake Erie in Ohio, kind of tend to talk about the atmospheric conditions for Ohio. But we have kind of, and it's coming across a lot of the U.S., this absolute perfect storm of a nightmare if you have breathing conditions or allergies. So we have this combination of, I don't know if any of you guys noticed this massive amount of sand from the Sahara Desert has literally tracked thousands and thousands of miles across the ocean and is now inundating our air. And if you noticed some kind of a unique colors of sunsets right now, that's part of the reason for it. Then we had the perfect storm of, you have the natural time here if we have a high pollen count, which will get, anybody with allergies or breathing problems is going to suffer just on that anyway. But then you throw in this sand in the air, which makes it worse. Now we got a triple here, the trifecta. Okay, is climate change activists from Canada have set forests on fire up there again. Okay, these are, they in the media are saying wildfires. They're not. It's arson by a climate change activists who think our climate is not changing fast enough for their narrative, so they're going to go out and destroy it in the name of saving the climate. Okay, saving the planet by destroying it. I don't understand their logic. But anyway, so tons of that smoke is filtering down across the U.S. to the eastern half of the U.S. as well. And so we have this trifecta of breathing problems going on right now. And as you know, I suffer from a lot of that stuff from the burn pits and oil well fires from Afghanistan and Iraq. So we have some bad breathing problems, but looks like we finally have a break in the weather. We've been having a wonderful, wonderful November weather all of May. A very cold month, and even June starting out a little bit below average, but it's going to change. We're going to get some nice weather. Things are really going to heat up. And I think so is the activity going to heat up. And actually, a lot of the stuff has stayed pretty consistent all winter long. I've managed to get things, and I don't know, maybe it's just my personality that I irritate them into throwing rocks at me. I'm not sure, but I constantly still able to get things to throw rocks at me. Also, yes, yeah, well, it's very wet. It usually is wet here, and June, it's April, May, and June are usually very wet here in Northeast Ohio. And limestone capital of the world. Okay, all right. That's interesting to note. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, Rockman for sure. Soundwave, hey, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate this. This is another guy who is a very good content creator from what I watched from his stuff. I've had time to sit and watch other people's stuff while I've been injured, and I've made a couple of good friends here now from not only from Soundwave, who's down in Florida, but some guys from Minnesota too, northern Minnesota at that. And the thing that I have implemented there, the guy from Minnesota, Todd, gave me the idea of what type of camera to get, and I got the trail camera. And okay, so I don't know, have you guys, I put out a couple of trail camera videos, and now when I would do my normal hikes, I would get the haters out there saying that I talk too much. They don't want to hear me talk when I'm out in the woods, which you'll literally know nothing if I don't say anything. But anyway, the other thing is they say they hate seeing, they only want to see the highlights. And I'm like, okay, I got an answer for that. Okay, so we got this trail camera out, which we bait, and then I can't believe how much wildlife I've caught with this on this thing, and some interesting ones too. Also got some creepy sounds where animals are around there, and then all of a sudden something's making a weird howl, growl, all kinds of stuff like that. And if you've seen my trek through the Pennsylvania state game lands, I got growled at by a few things, some that I heard at the time and some that I didn't hear, which the ones that I didn't hear really unnerving to go back and review audio and be like, wow, something was growling at me and I didn't even hear it. And if you haven't seen that, please check those videos out. Want to talk a little bit about the one coming up here. I'm going to have it released out on Wednesday. Okay, what do you got? Ukraine. Okay, Ukraine and Russia is okay. So less pool. Okay, you're talking about Ukraine and Russia here. I don't. I had a different take on that maybe than some of the other people when you talk about Ukraine and Russia. And a commenter brought this up, so I do want to talk on it here. I'm no fan of Russia. I really don't like them. I'm also no fan of Ukraine. I really don't like them. I kind of look at it as very little skin in the game for me, and I honestly think I'm tired of the U.S. having the attitude that we need to be the world's police or that we need to constantly be in some sort of war. I think this is between Ukraine and Russia, and I think we ought to stay the heck out of it and let them two. Yeah, okay, Ukraine's going to lose, but the ones who need to deal with it, it's in their backyard, is the European Union. You guys deal with it. That's your backyard. The fact that you say, well, we're not capable, then that's your own fault because you're economically and population-wise, you dwarf Russia. And so if you're saying you have the economic power, you have the population, yet you don't have the military strength, that's just because you've been using the U.S. to do that. So it's time for you guys to do that for yourself. Okay, sorry. Let's do a little side note on that. Okay. All right. So let's get back to the video I got out coming out here. So some of you guys have seen the one I did called Tear in the Woods, where I say my scariest moment in the woods. The only time that I U-turned was when I got screamed at. The first time I got screamed at, I should say. So that place, as many of you guys know, is called Friends of Cognac Creek. is the area where that's out. It's on the south ridge of Conneaut, the southeastern part of the city. So it was, I went down there to, so I don't know, someone this person here keeps putting the same comment on here. So we're already moved on past that subject. So, all right. So it was April, I believe it was April 20th, when I got screamed at. So I did this video April 9th, went back down there, solo, like that. Hey, Maddie, if you're listening here, could you take care of this guy? He just keeps bombing my comments with the same comment. So anyway, sometimes we get that. So anyway, that's kind of disrupting here. So yes, so I went back down there solo to check out, kind of like, because it was the same time frame of the year, and I definitely had another creepy night. Didn't get screamed at again, but I guess I was nerved up though, doing that. I was kind of more of the, like, I'm not going to tolerate being screamed at this time. Thank you, Maddie. That's why I need her so much. They keep putting the same thing on there. So anyway, okay. I have to, yes, some weird stuff that I'm going over here. Sorry, that was a little bit distracting with that guy. I don't know. I don't know what people are. They all want to talk about Russia and Ukraine, and well, we might delve into that a little bit. That's kind of not our. That's not our main focus, but that's all right. I got my production manager on here to help me. So, so anyway, through this, you know, obviously my wife and daughter have been a big help. All right, yeah, the guy's still on there, and it is a little bit distracting. So back to cryptids. Exactly, that's kind of what we're all here for. It's kind of what we're here for. We talk a little bit about that, and, you know, it's like, but for the most part, you know, we kind of stick to the subject, and I like talking about, because then when we say about these things that are in the woods that you come into. Hey, Patty, how's it going? Patty, I got to mention, Patty definitely has an absolute beautiful property, and she was gracious enough to let me and John go through and thoroughly check that out. I got that video will be coming out next week. So I do wanted to ask you guys here, what do you guys think? This guy, man. All right, Les Pool here, dude. You need to go. Okay. So, so anyway, I wanted to get your guys' take on the trail camera video, so what you thought of it. So, would you guys like? Do you guys like that or not? Because, thank you. When I get off of this, I'll remove him completely because he keeps coming back up. And if you guys don't mind 1 second here, because I got to jump over. The only way I can take care of the problem here is to go over and I'm sorry, I got to take care of him here because he's just going to keep causing problems. So and I have to see if I can deal with him. If I might not be able to deal with him now. So, because I'm trying to look at everyone else's comments and everything, and I just got one guy being rude. So I will probably have to get to him after this because I'm not going to be able to do it while I'm trying to talk to you guys. And I'm sorry about that. Hey, Ken, how's it going? All right, Ken's on here too. So what I have coming up for next week is Patty let me and John go out there and check thoroughly through her property. Absolutely beautiful place, and we did it on a full moon night. So, yeah, everybody's mowing the grass today too, on top of all the other stuff that's in the air. So, all right, so, we have, so I got this, I went down there by myself at night, about the same time, same time of night. I tried something that was a little bit different. I set up another camera on top of the ridge. Now, this is one of the nights I forgot nothing, which is good. Some of the stuff, some of my equipment, I have it like at the ready, but don't use it all the time. And this camera that I got was used as one of my backups here. I went to set that up, but I hadn't checked the battery in a long time. It was charged up long ago and hadn't used it. I figured it was still charged. It wasn't. The battery died after about 15 minutes, but the idea kind of worked really good, especially in the spot. Friends of Conneaut Creek, just to kind of give you, is you start out up on top of the ridge and you have to descend, and only there's one way in and one way out, which really makes it creepy right off the bat with that. But you have a stairway that will take you down a close to 120-foot cliff to the valley floor. And when you're down there, I say you have one way out. You have to make it back to that stairway. So, and the trails are not very well marked. I have to mark my own trails down there or get lost. And you can see, I was like not in a joking mood this night, man. I was ready. I was kind of ready, like I wanted to have the same thing happen. It didn't exactly, but we got a whole bunch of interesting stuff happen. And I'll let you guys go over that. So, and yes, Maddie. So this is another thing too. Me and John just hiked down there to Friends of Conneaut Creek, and we set up the camera. Now, the other ones I put corn and molasses and apples out. Most of the thing that's primarily got to track deer. And we did get some good predator activity caught on those. I have a whole nother video. After I put out the last trail camera video, we had the coyotes on there. The property owner said, you got to put that trail camera back down there. He's concerned. So, and this is for the private property areas. I have a couple of these private property owners are just absolute blessings and great people. And I have some other ones who are grumpy and defensive. So unfortunately, Tinker's Hollow, kind of the site where I've had some of my creepiest stuff happen, and where I wanted to do a lot of these little tests little games that I'm trying to come up with here of trying to catch these things. I wanted to do in Tinker's Hollow. The property owner, who was fine with it at first, kind of totally lost it on me. And because he said he had, over the winter time, he had somebody come down there and OD on his property. And so they had to haul another body out of there. And he blamed me for it. So, no, that would be unnerving, having to find, somebody who OD'd on drugs on your property. Okay. However, I got to tell you, I don't think anybody who's strung out on meth or heroin or fentanyl, I don't think they're watching my videos. But he blamed me for, the pretty much a 200+ year history of that place, and told me the history needs to change. So he said he will not allow me to hike or video on his property, and is actually demanding that I take down my current videos of Tinker's Hollow, to which I told him no. So, because he also, I don't know if you remember the Tinker's Hollow videos where I found the bullet casings on the bridge. I could find where somebody was down there target practicing very irresponsibly. Yeah, exactly, Ken. Not only that, but this guy, even though I have the news articles and eyewitness reports of the guy who was murdered down there in 1967, and it was on that guy's property, that guy denies it ever happened there. He says, no, that didn't happen. I'm like, yeah, sorry, I got all the facts on that. But anyway, he got bent out of shape and said, I'm billing his property as a tourist attraction, and I'm bringing all kinds of undesirable people down there. And he was cited those. He knew about those. I guess evidently it was a group of teenagers who set up some targets and did their practice fire on the bridge, which the road through Tinker's Hollow is public property. I can walk on that road all I want and nobody can stop me. I can walk down there at night. Nobody can stop me. You can't call the police on me for it. I'm not trespassing, and there's no curfew. The road doesn't close. So I can still walk down there and do the road. But as far as that guy goes, I sympathize with some of the problems he has, but he blamed me for fishermen coming onto his property, which I said, well, I don't do that. I said, I tell everybody nobody can come onto any of these properties. They're private property. And I have found, after he did this, I went and looked, and I found 4 or 5 other people who did videos down there prior to me doing mine down there, who trespassed onto his property to do their videos. And I know they trespassed because I asked him, have you let anyone else video? And he says, I won't let anyone else. So, and I can see them clearly on his property making their video. And that's what he told me. The fishermen just go anyway. They don't care. And they litter on his property. And I'm like, I can understand why that's frustrating. But again, I come there at nighttime. There's nobody going fishing at night. But it's, yeah, it is a tourist attraction, right? Ken's absolutely right. It is a tourist attraction, not because I've made it a tourist attraction, though. That's what I'm getting at. I didn't make that place famous. I'm a minor footnote in that the long history of that place, and I honestly try to do it respectful to the landowners. I don't want to trespass on their property. So, but unfortunately, though, that threw a wrench into the plans, and so now I will do some stuff in Tinker's Hollow now, but I have to stay strictly on that road. Can't veer off of it, even if I have somebody which is another thing. I showed him the video of rocks being thrown at me from his property. I showed him in the video where the rocks are landing by me, and he says that didn't happen. I'm making that up. Like, okay, man, I don't know what to do with you. So, all right. So, so I've had to kind of redirect some stuff that was going to be done in Tinker's Hollow to some other places. So, and as far as the one that actually is like bringing people down to Tinker's Hollow, right at the top of the hill of Tinker's Hollow, called Hatchett's Corner Road, there is a winery that has gained some very good popularity and has gotten a lot of business. And a lot of the people from the winery come walk down to the bridge. And I know because I talk to people who are down there. Okay. So, sorry, my cat's come to visit me here. So, so it's the winery's actually bringing people down there as the tourist attraction, because people come from miles away in other states to come to this winery, because this area does have, it's one of the greatest, because of Lake Erie, it's one of the greatest areas for making wine in the world. So we have, some of our wineries around here are absolutely phenomenal, and they attract international attention. Well, one of them sits right, a stone's throw from the Tinker's Hollow Bridge, and a lot of the people who are there, they go down there, they litter. I watch them do this. I see this stuff happening, and but the guy blames me for it. So, and unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that, because there's no change in his mind. So, that being said, too, one of the people from the winery spotted a couple bears down in Tinker's Hollow very recently. And as you know, I'm out looking a lot. I'm trying to capture on video. I'm trying to capture a lot of the predator activity. So, yeah, Hattie, almost your neck of the woods, 55 miles away, is the place where they have ham for bacon. So, and their climate change activists are setting the woods on fire up there. So, all right, off of that again. I gotta. So, when my breathing's bad here, there, I definitely, it's like I'm kind of irritated as to why it is. So, what is this, Patty? What do you got here? I never. Oh, there's a suicide by the bridge on your house. Okay. If you watched my last video, I end it from that bridge that is right by Patty's house. That she said there was a suicide down there. I said many years ago, but you actually heard them. Ooh, boy, that's rough. So, and that's another place. Like I said, Tinker's Hollow's had quite a few over the years. It's had some suicides, now ODs, and some murders. A couple of murders down there. And honestly, I've been kind of preparing myself for with as much of the hiking I'm doing is. I feel like eventually I'm going to come across a body, because either whether I'm with Jack or MT or whatever, we go through a lot of the woods where we go through. There's literally been suicides back there, or like where bodies were dumped. And so much so that like I'm preparing myself that on one of my hikes, I'm going to probably come across one of these eventually if I keep it up. So, but anyway, so trail camera, it did phenomenal. Okay, so I put out a couple of the videos of from the private property along the Cognac Creek. I got another one. He wanted me to set it back there. I set it back there again, and I do got to say, the animals almost seem like they start acting for the screen on this. They all seem to know that they're being videoed. Okay. The bridge was closed to be replaced at the time. Okay. So that would make it more isolated. Um, and so on the trail cameras, then, so I put what we just did, me and John, we hiked down at Friends of Conneaut Creek, way down in the valley and pretty far back into there. We found this really good spot where it's a game trail. And this time we didn't set up food that would attract deer. We put meat out. Yeah. So we put out. We went to the local grocery store and asked them, "Do you have stuff that's about to expire that you're going to throw away?" And they said yes. And so I we get to pay a discounted price on the nearly rotten meat, and we put that out. We put that out down there and put the camera on it, and had another good video. Not what I expected, but still very good, and seemed like we got the animals literally acting for the camera on this. I do in my other one that I got to put out. Some of the animals are really the star. Yeah, Soundwave, put your channel on here, because and he just put out a video too. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but yeah, Soundwave, put your channel on here for everyone to see. Soundwave's in Florida, and he was talking to me and was telling me some of his stories, and my gosh, he's got some good stories. And then when his area that he lives in, man, is just, you talk about hella creepy place. He's down in Florida, where if you walk in the woods out there, it could be an alligator, it could be a python, could be another poisonous snake. They just had somebody get mauled by a black bear in Florida. They have panther down there. I mean, Utah, and then on top of that, skunk ape. Florida's also got those rhesus macaques that are all like infested with herpes and everything. That's an insane place to go. Not quite as scary as Australia to me, but pretty darn close. Okay. All right. Yeah, everyone check out Soundwave stuff. See what you think. I liked it. Like I said, he kept me company a couple of nights there, during when I was sitting up awake in a lot of pain. And I don't even know if he knew how much pain I was in to talk to him. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for stopping by. That's the other one too. John's been very good to me. Maddie's also been good, very good to me here while I've been out injured. So, but like I said, I'm coming across the other side of that where my pain level is still high but going down, and I'm getting the range of motion back. I can move my arm up. Like I literally could not do this, or if I did, I could do it real slow. I can now raise it up and praise the Lord now. So, and I thank the Lord that He's made this easy for me, because I can imagine if I had to go through 6 months of this, like originally they were saying, I don't know if I would have went crazy. I think I would have lost it. I was about to lose it. Sitting still, not being able to go out in the woods or anything. Yeah, so now I want to put a couple of polls up to get you guys' votes on some stuff here too. I still got quite a few videos coming up. I also have, you know how I've said I've had people stalking me. Before the surgery here, I got a video in where that came to a head. And I honestly think after the confrontation that they had with me, they will really have to be stupid to keep following me, because they got a gun drawn on them. And they attempted to block me into a parking lot. And it didn't go well for them. So I sent people retreating when I drew my gun on them. And literally, if they'd advanced towards me, they would have got shot. But that's kind of a little bit serious there. But when we set up, a couple days ago, me and John set up in the trail cam at Friends of Conneaut Creek. Right after we set it up, we go to walk away. John screams really loud, "Turkey!" And I almost stepped on a turkey. Really big, wild turkey. It scared the heck out of the turkey, scared the heck out of us. Unfortunately, we did not get this on camera because both of us did this. I don't know if you ever watch any of those prank videos where you scare someone to where they literally do a dance. That happened to me and John together. This turkey scared the heck out of us. And thankfully, it was a female turkey who looked actually more like it was like looking for a friend almost with us. But it kept circling around us and following us. And had John not been there, the turkey would have been shot, because those turkey get very aggressive. And I was going for my gun, and John's like, no, wait. Oh, he's like, I'll handle it, because he knows like the state I'm in. It's kind of like this. I got a little saying for this. I'm too old to fight, too slow to run, but I can still shoot a gun. So, so my default, if an animal wants to come towards me, it'll get shot. So, but oh my gosh, though, it was hysterical. Now, in the Friends of Conneaut Creek one, right at the beginning of the video, the first video it takes is, it didn't catch us doing the turkey dance, but it does catch the turkey sticking its head up and looking over that direction. So it still made a cameo appearance, but it almost had like almost an Academy Award for comedy if it would have caught that on camera. So literally, I mean, just took us by total surprise. Scared like I said, right when he said that, I stepped down, and I'm like stepping like right onto the turkey. So, yeah, we definitely caught some interesting animals, and it's funny how they kind of play to the camera on these trail cameras. I got another one here, Conneaut Creek. When you guys watch this, we got to name the one deer and the raccoon. They literally are the stars of the video. There's a back and forth game between the two of them almost the entire video, and then we get a fox come on here, and the fox tries to go after the raccoon, and the raccoon scares the heck out of the fox. They literally put on a show for me. And the trail cameras, that's kind of like seeing almost like a highlight video without you having to hear my voice. So, oh gosh, if we, okay, Ken, I'm so glad you brought that up. And me and Ken have been, let me just give you a preference. Me and Ken have been friends since, was it second or third grade? Okay. When you're that close of friends with somebody there, you literally finish their thoughts. And Ken had to have known, I don't know if his ears were ringing or something, but Ken has just put on here a story that I just told, where he was swinging out over the creek on a vine, and it broke, and it was literally like a cartoon where he climbed up. The vine breaks over the creek, but he doesn't fall instantly. He keeps climbing up the vine and doesn't fall until he gets to the end of the vine. And honestly, if there was cameras back when we were kids, I think we wouldn't have had half the fun that we had. We'd have been in trouble, first of all. So, but we'd have been in trouble. We may have been put in jail if there was cameras on a lot of the stuff that we were doing. So, yes, very much, Ken. It was a whole Looney Tunes bit, and I just told John that story because as we're walking down to Friends of Conneaut Creek, the staircase right at the top, there's this gigantic vine hanging down right from the staircase, looking like it's begging for you to swing out over the 100 and some foot ravine that you would fall down if you did swing on. And it totally reminded me of Ken. Oh, Hattie, I know you and Erica, you guys get into quite a bit of trouble and problems there, but I got to tell you, you don't hold a candle to what me and my friends did as kids that we got away with because there weren't cameras. Yeah, so I try to, Hattie, the reason you and Erica don't know about some of the things that I did when I was younger is because I don't want you guys to imitate it, because you probably would. And so I'm trying to be a good influence on them. So, and for my kids in Oklahoma, they're on summer break already. They already hit it. Conneaut doesn't. We got till Thursday is the last day of school here in the Conneaut public school system. So it's almost summertime, or I mean, I guess you can say it's summertime. We're having more people get out in the woods, and one of the things that you talk about having a sighting. I'm sorry, my two cats are over there staring at something, and they're usually never together like that to stare at something. So, yes, Sue, our generation, Generation X, was what do you call feral? Both parents were at work, or just one was vacant to begin with. And we had to have the keys to, we weren't out of kindergarten and we had keys to our house, and honestly, it was like this. Back then, a lot of the places, you didn't need the keys because nobody ever had to lock their doors up. So, okay. Alrighty, so Ken lives in the mountainous area of Maryland, Cumberland. So right near the border of Virginia, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. He's right near 3 different states. Because that little panhandle of Maryland, and as Ken calls Cumberland, Squatchburg, USA. And it's definitely a beautiful mountainous area. So I have to be careful with some of the stuff from what I did as kids because it's different age. There's cameras on everything now, and I don't want kids trying to copy what I did, and because they'll get in trouble. Nobody has the sense of humor that they had back then. So, yeah. Well, that's what you say is latchkey kids. But here in Conneaut, Ken can attest to this, we really didn't have to lock our doors up. Nobody really locked their doors up. So, yeah. So, and yeah, Ken, you got that right. So, So I got some interesting stuff on this video coming out here. I'm hoping this does good. It seems like with me being injured here, my channel's kind of been dying here, and that's like tough to watch happen after all the work I put into it. And I'm watching like the views and everything just tank here without me being able to go out and do something about it. So, Patty, you still don't lock? Yes, but Patty, you have cameras up. You'll get a notification if somebody comes in your driveway. So, all right. So, from you guys, one of the things I want to put up some polls coming up here of places you want to see. I want to see. Not sure when I'll be back out with cameraman and crew yet. I let them know I'm available, and I just got to see, like, hopefully they'll, you know, I mean, how that works is, yeah, I mean, I message Jack and say, hey, if you're going out, I'll go with you or whatever. But most of the time, when I'm out with Jack, it's because he's messaged me and says, I want you to come out here. So, and sometimes, I don't know, he gets to pick who he wants with him there because it's his channel. So, but I let him know that I'm available to go out there. And and honestly, early on into this, I really would prefer having other people with me. But that's just not how it's going to go at all. So I'll be out solo. I was looking at tonight, I was like, beautiful weather tonight. We finally have what you'd call summer weather. We have a beautiful night tonight, and it's like, I was planning all day. I'm like, I'm feeling really good. Then I had physical therapy. Well, I went to physical therapy, and they beat the snot out of me there. And my arm is now, and it's tired and sore, which is just because they're doing their job. But they wore the arm out, and I'm like, I can't do it. Yeah. Yeah, and so I've been out a few different times. I've done a couple 3-mile hikes, and done some just walking in my neighborhood, trying to get my my endurance and legs back up. And I can, for sure, I wouldn't ask Jack to go on one of his hikes if I couldn't do one of his hikes. So I know I'm able to. So I think one of it is one of the areas he's been in. I kind of said that I was done with that area for a while. So kind of think like we overdid it at that spot. And I'm like, I don't really want to be there. So I think a lot of the times he probably hasn't called me was because he's going to a spot that I don't really want to go to. Well, hello, Arjun. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. But from Holland, hey, thank you for joining me. Wow. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, well, Ken, on 3-mile hikes are actually considered short hikes for us here with this. Usually with Jack, well, it's usually a minimum. A shorter hike is a 6-mile. And I know we did the one time when we were in Helltown last summer. We covered we covered 12 miles, and it was sweltering hot. All of our equipment kept failing, and the whole night just was like a death march. Yeah, and well, Patty, that's one of the things I like about Jumbo Woods. Very flat. Same with the game land up north from there, 314, very flat. So that's why I did, when I was injured, that's why I did some of those hikes there, because I was struggling with the shoulder and the pain from it. when I did these hikes, and I tried avoiding some of the hilly areas. So especially when I'm solo, if I fall when I'm solo, gosh, I'm in trouble. So, so I did quite a few in Pennsylvania. Also, I want to going to be this summer. We're going to be doing some camping trips. I'm going to be doing some car camping, and do got a camping spot that we have the camper set up at, but I don't know how good of that's. Yeah, there's some places to go hike around there, but it's like, oh, I'm out camping. Mike Jordan, hey, thanks for joining me. Appreciate you. So this summer here, I'm gonna get into some car camping. I did some testing out of that, and man, that spot is or that the car is actually, man, that's even more comfortable than my bed. So I got to get a couple things for blocking out the windows, so that I can sleep in some sort of peace. I don't know if you know this, and this is some of like, okay, combat veteran part of me. I got diagnosed with pretty bad PTSD from the stuff I went through, and there's constant issues with me because of that. I cannot sleep next to, even if I'm on the second floor, I can't sleep next to an open window. I can't. I can't. I have to have that window's got to be, and by an open window, I mean you can even if the screen open or that window can be closed, but just nothing covering the window. Where you can, I can't sleep in front of it. So weird little ticks. Weird little ticks. You'll find a lot of combat veterans got a lot of these weird little ticks too. So so we're going to be doing some car camping stuff here coming up, and the trail camera stuff. I'm absolutely loving this trail camera, and I am looking forward to setting this out in some different areas and with different types of bait. So I did a quick research, because one of the things I'd like to catch on my trail camera, I'd like to catch black bear. Couple of reasons. One, again, the animal enthusiast I am, and I like finding the predators. The black bear is the largest predator, hence that, our largest recognized predator, I should say. Hence the reason I want to capture it on camera. So, so I was researching black bear. What's the best bait to put out for black bear for trail cameras? And I got some interesting stuff. They said buy the cheapest kind of dog food you can. Buy like, they said I'd probably buy like just a 10-pound bag or whatever, the cheapest dog food you have, and get some kind of either grease or broth. And you put that out in an area, put the broth on top of it, and set the camera out there. The other thing that you could do, they said, because I don't know, this is from people who are actually hunting the bears. They said kill a beaver and nail the beaver to a tree. All kinds of jokes on that. So, and but I'm like, I'm not going to kill a beaver. So, but they said bear, I guess, particularly like them. You thought that. I was surprised. Nancy saying about they like sweets and donuts and everything. Yeah. Yeah, they do. And when I put out like the stuff where I put out the apples and the molasses and the corn, I was surprised that I got coyotes and fox up there. Yes, Ken, that's what I'm trying to refrain from, is the bad beaver jokes there. But anyway, the other thing they said you could do is you get, go there and get bacon, just a stack of raw bacon. And then they said you stick it in the microwave for a little bit and get it juiced up, put some broth on it, and you set that out, try to nail it up higher on a tree. So the problem with some of that is a bear can grab that and take off with it. And you'll literally only get one. If it does draw a bear in, you only get one shot of the bear. But they said the bacon, a good alternative to that. But what you do is have the dog food down there as well, and see if, because they can't grab that all at once. They'll have to keep going for mouthful after mouthful, and they're going to they'll hang in front of that camera for a while, which is what I really want. Okay. So that's one of the things I'm gonna end up doing that in a spot. There's certain spots I don't want to draw predators into. Other spots where it's like I really don't care. I think they're already there. But so my cat, we call her Punk. She's down here making a ruckus right now, knocking things around, zooming around and talking. I don't know what she's doing. So all kinds of distractions tonight on this. All right, so that's going to be coming up too. And we'll definitely be getting out to some of the places and watch bait traps for bears, huh? Yeah, oh, the vanilla wafers, I've heard that too. Grape jelly, okay. Interesting. So, I instantly, from what I've seen, whether I'm putting out meat or the sweeter stuff, what I found is we got a lot of raccoons around here and possum, and they're the first to get into anything. So, so. Beaver tail. Okay, all right. No, I didn't know that. Yeah, and that's what I say, Nancy. I won't put that area. I won't put anything out to attract predators in that area. Actually, I am looking at, like, because we did find out coyotes are using that as a walkthrough, because I caught them on the camera. But if I manage to see any of these coyotes in that area because of where they are, they will get shot. And unless I don't have an open shot on them, I'm not going to take a shot I can't hit. The bear. Okay, I'm trying to read what this is. Okay, Soundwave has something here on the bears. I'm trying to read through that. Jeez. All right. I don't know. I'm not sure what bears get into a whole lot of stuff. So, and sometimes they eat themselves. Yeah, right. Right, Ken. I do know bear craps in the woods, you know. That answers that question. So, I'm going to put up some polls too on some different spots of where you guys would like to see things. And for the trail cameras and some of, I don't know, I've gathered a whole bunch of, I've used the trail cameras, I've used the sound recordings, and of course the thermal camera. I got a ton of this evidence, and I'm not sure exactly what to do or how to compile it together for it to be viewer friendly, I guess is the way I would put that. Because, I mean, I think the trail camera videos, the way I'm putting that out, those seem to be, I mean, I enjoy watching it that way, but that could just be me. But the thermal videos, a lot of work, 2.5 to 3 hours to put that together. and they just really they just don't do well. They're not. I guess they're not. Some people can't stand them. So so I'm trying to figure out a way to make that worth it. And this video in particular, I brought everything. I didn't forget anything. Went to turn on my thermal camera and it said only 20% memory left. So I had to use that sparingly. So I went, yo, I remembered everything, but I forgot to clear the videos off of it. So it's always something. So we've got some good videos coming out here, and the summertime is going to be active. There will be either later into the summer or into September. There'll be some Michigan videos again. I plan on getting back up into the state of Michigan and hitting a couple spots up there. So, yeah, can the editing, yeah, the editing for the videos is a lot. Unfortunately, the thermal camera, it will record the entire time I'm there, but it'll break it up into 5-minute clips, and that makes it now it's like tedious piecing them all together. So yes, so I'm gonna try and see if maybe in one of my videos where I had everything working good, see if I can piece the main video and the thermal video together, have them side by side, and we'll see if I can manage to do that. So oh yeah, I know how to clear them off. I was saving them. I was just kind of storing them to see what I was going to do with them, or if I needed to hold on to them for, like, if somebody's seen something, I could go to that time frame on the thermal camera and check it out and see if there was anything there. The backup camera that I used on this one, it really did a good job. It just didn't have the battery charged up on it. So and this camera that I used on this one, this is the camera that it got destroyed in Helltown. I had to take it to get it fixed. Helltown destroyed it, and don't know what happened, how it got destroyed, but it got zapped, for lack of better terms, and wouldn't work for the longest time. So, and I had to have it taken to get looked at and get some stuff done to it, because now it's working, but it's still kind of shaky if you try to move with it. But it did really good. It just, I don't know if it has 3 different batteries with it, and I don't know if I need to replace the battery that's currently in it, because it seemed like it died awful quick. So all right, see the time that we're at. We're getting late. Beautiful summer night. Hope you guys are able to enjoy this weather. Oh, a couple things I got to add in here too is, all about freedom. So what do you got here? Sound wave. I have some night vision goggles. I even have them right here in front of me. Now, unfortunately, as far as when you say good quality, they're not bad, but they definitely light me up. They're not made for any kind of stealth on my part. And the other drawback I have with the night vision is I've run out of hands. If I was like an octopus doing these hikes here, I would be good. I think if I had 4 hands, everything, I'd be working all kinds of equipment on these hikes. But unfortunately, I have found head to head, trying to look through the thermal camera and looking through the night vision, I would pick the thermal camera every day of the week. If the thermal camera will find more. I honestly, it's like when you have the thermal image, okay, you can determine real easy whether something's there's a hot spot there. It's easier to determine life. It's harder to hide from than the night vision. The night vision, you got to determine, am I looking at something that's alive, or something that just looks like a shape that's familiar? And the thermal camera, there's no guessing game whether, like, oh, that's a tree. It's not putting off that, trees obviously put off a little bit of heat, but not like something that's alive. And thermal camera has been the best one for finding. Half the stuff I have found the thermal camera usually has something to play with it, maybe even more than that. And yes, sound wave in Florida. You guys don't even really cool off at night that much. That would be difficult. Up here, say, we get up into the 80s in the daytime, but it'll cool off to the 60s at night, or 50s even. And so the thermal camera still works good. So, all right. So on that note, I know it was long overdue for this, and I guess I'm a little bit out of practice. I got to get back into the practice of even narrating, for my videos. I was about to go crazy. I definitely missed all of you guys, and I want to be back to doing that. I guess one of the things I want to know is if you want the first hike back from the surgery, if you want it to be a live or just a recorded one, and I'll give you the full details. Live hikes, I cannot zoom in on the video, and I can't amplify the sound. So, like when I do a video, like the one that'll be out Wednesday, I'm able to run that through and amplify the sound so that we can hear more things. I'm able to, if needed, I can adjust coloring if there's a spot where I think something's there. And if I can't, then it's like on a live stream, it is what it is, and you'll hear what the phone will pick up, and that's it. So it's real time. So I do want to know if you guys want the live stream, or because that'll affect where I got to go to, because unfortunately most of the areas around me here, Patty can attest to this, we don't have really good cell signals out here. It's wilderness. So but there's a couple spots where I can. One of the things, real quick, before you guys go, I did the daytime walk I did solo. I found, I got to tell you, John, John's out here with me on a lot of these. John's a skeptic. John is he's on the fence. There might be a Bigfoot, but you will need to prove it to him. Okay, type of person. I showed John, I found these weird footprints down on my daytime walk that I was literally like, how in the world did these get here? I showed them to John, and that one actually made him like, whoa, wait a minute. He's like, those cannot be from a person. But so I can't wait for that one to come out too. But I've got a lot of good videos here that are coming out in the future. Here again, Friends of Conneaut Creek will be Wednesday. I'm not sure what I'll title it yet, Patty, but then we got the private property one on Patty's, which borders the Jumbo Woods. That will be out next week, and we're going to get some trail camera videos out both this week and next week. And John's a wonderful guy. Um, and incidentally, you can thank Ken. Ken is the one who introduced me to John. So, and the rest is history. So, all right, guys. So, I want to thank you for hanging out with me here tonight. As I can get back to the swing of this here, I'm gonna get time to get active. Weather's getting nice, and we don't have a lot of that here. So, I got to be out while I can and when I can. And so I still got the whole month I'll be doing physical therapy. But no, Ken, you actually introduced me to him at, it was before we went to Cedar Point. You introduced me to him in, it was early 1992. John was out driving his dad's truck, and John was out driving his dad's truck, and Ken knew who he was and flagged him down and got a ride for us out when we were walking in chilly weather. And from that, the rest is history. And by the way, he was out driving the truck. He wasn't old enough to have his license yet. So, and yet we got in the truck with him. So, like I said, a lot of this stuff where there was no cameras. So, so anyway, so the good videos are going to be out. Some of these trail camera videos too, and that's one of the things I wanna see. Some places. If you guys, there's a place that you guys look at on my hikes that I did in the past, and you're like, I'd really like to see a trail camera on that spot. Then message me, drop it in comments, and tell me, put a trail camera up there, because I listen to you guys. I most definitely listen to you guys, and we'll get a trail camera up there. So, and depending on the area, we'll check out what type of bait to use. Alrighty, guys. So I wanted to say thank you very much for joining me. As I get back into practice here, I'll get better with my narrating. I'm a little bit out of sorts, and I got a lot to talk about that haven't got a chance to say to you guys. But I want to say I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for everything, for your prayers, for your comments, and talking to me when I was about to go stir crazy here from sitting alone, injured, and just kind of wallowing in my self-pity. So, alrighty, and so on that note, I want to just say get ready, look forward for some good stuff coming out here soon, and again, we'll deal with. Sure, we'll get more haters, but we'll deal with the haters when they come. So, all right, I want to say thank you and God bless you guys. You have a wonderful evening. So this is good night from T-Mac, from T-Mac's American Experience. I want to say God bless you. I appreciate you guys.